Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover as Cardi B reacted to the crap storm that was started by Rolling Stone's greatest rap albums of all time list, where her album ranked higher than classics from Nas, Eminem, Biggie, Snoop, Dre, 50 Cent and more. And she shared her thoughts on this recently, as she also believes she was set up to be a punching bag, and we'll get to more on this in a bit. We also have more from Eminem that's got some to believe that Curtain Call 2 is dropping this month, maybe as soon as this Friday, which is where Game comes in, and also Jay-Z after Game made a revelation on IG recently. And we also have more as Drake tasked Kendrick Lamar for a negative Hot 100 record for a hit song. So a few hours ago, this popped up on IG from Game. Shout out to S. for clearing all 7 samples on Drillmatic, and for some this sparked even more questions. Sounds like he's making a remix album of Jay's biggest hits, The Hell Going On? And after years of going at Jay-Z and getting completely ignored, this came as a surprise as now some believe, only confirming that the Game been the biggest Ho fan since day one, all of this records being a cry for help. Sounds awfully similar to his recent press run aimed at discrediting Eminem, 50 Cent and Dre after the Super Bowl. And since this is called Drillmatic, some got more questions. 7 Jay-Z samples for an album named after Illmatic, facepalm emoji. Starting to think some folks praise Nas as loud as they do because he is easier to access than Hove, but deep down Hove is their number one. And this one blew up on Twitter. The Game couldn't get a feature out of Jay-Z, so he resorted to sampling him 7 times. Bro said, "You're doing this collab album with me, whether you like it or not," skull emoji. And word on the streets for some time now is that Eminem may be planning to rain on Game's parade. Game's moved his release date a couple of times, but the 8th looks set in stone right now, hence threads like this. Will Eminem crap on the Game's big day tomorrow night? I found a reaction hilarious. I have a feeling he's more mature than that. Might even congratulate him. I would.
Are you serious?
Perhaps this is just trolling because Eminem and 50 Cent aren't that different. Eminem just keeps his pettiness on records, while 50 Cent doesn't mind going in on social media. We still don't know if it was intentional, but months after Halsey said some ish about Eminem's sales,
"So you have chosen death."
That we covered on this channel, Eminem surprise dropped on her release date and outsold her in her peak with a surprise drop. Maybe it was coincidence, but what are the odds? And some believe he should. In fact, some on Twitter are convinced it's dropping in a few hours. But as we've come to know, we could be in for another round of L's. But all the signs are positive for this month. Eminem's been active as hell. He shared this a few hours ago. Actual footage of my flight from Detroit to the LBC. I believe he's been more active now than he was before Music to be Murdered by Side A and B dropped. He also had this for 50 Cent, "Happy Birthday Curtis, Love Marshall." Though this one is disputed, some believe some social media manager posted this, but you get the point. The signs are favorable. Moving on to the next point, just a few months ago, Kendrick recorded the worst downward drop in Hot 100 history with We Cry Together, and Drake was like, "Save me a seat, bro." As following the release of Honestly, Nevermind, a report revealed, Drake's Text Go Green ties Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Page's We Cry Together for the biggest single-week downward movement in Hot 100 history, 81 spots. Now, a downward movement record shouldn't be confused with the biggest drop-off record. Mariah Carey holds that one. Check this out. Mariah Carey makes chart history again, this time for dropping off completely. All I Want for Christmas Is You tumbles off the Hot 100 from the number 1 position, so know the difference. And moving on to the next point, Cardi B recently reacted to the controversial Rolling Stone GOAT rap album list where Invasion of Privacy ranked higher than Doggy Style, Chronic, MMLP, Illmatic, Get Rich or Die Trying, and more industry vet certified classics. She shared this on Twitter. What y'all think? And here are some snippets from it.
Outlets like that, they will do certain like that to make it go viral. Like, of course, they're gonna use a bitch like me, put it number 16 before Biggie, because it's like it's gonna start a stir. It's like since they placed mine so high and like the classics like a little bit lower, it's just like, oh, I feel like I've seen those type of recipes all the time.
Right.
However, I become like the punching bag.
But don't you feel like your album is a classic?
It definitely is a classic.
And numbers don't lie.
It's definitely a classic, and the numbers are great, amazing. I'm dirty. Like I'm not like it was like a setup. Like y'all trying to set me up. Rolling Stone, you trying to set me up. You got my ass dragged on a Tuesday for no reason.
So as you heard, she believes it was a setup by Rolling Stone for clicks and drama, but she also defended the quality of her project. But this didn't stop the debates under. A user states, yeah, there was a lot of classics, but let's not act like Invasion of Privacy is not one of the best rap albums ever. To which a user responds, the fact is her album is trash. Y'all was face covered with overplaying on radio to stay on charts, and the whole bum album had no bar, no real rap quality. I rest my case. When it comes to music quality, it's always all over the place and subjective. And on a side note, a few hours ago we had to ask. Some people treat music like it's video games, waiting for reviews to form their opinions. It's a 3-minute song. What you worried about? Glitches and bugs? Over to you guys, share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoy content like this, and see you on the next one.